All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. And the elect begins with the 144,000. YAHAWAH, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jehovah. BAHASHAM is in the name. YAHAWASHI, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. The YAHAWAH doctrine shares the Holy Spirit. I'm the brother Iwalami with the GMS Chicago camp out here in Chicago. Come back at you with another lesson. And Lord, and I hope this lesson be edifying to the hopeful righteous elect, the ones of the household of faith. Lord, and I hope this lesson be edifying, to whoever may reach. I'm just really finna jump into the fact that, we're these days are likened unto the days of Noah. Just look at the times of Noah back then, man. Noah was preaching for approximately, 100 years? 100 or so years. You had a lot of people scoffing him. You have a lot of people ultimately coming up against him. A lot of people giving into partying, giving into all types of things, man. Well, basically independent doom was on the horizon, which is what? The great flood, how ultimately Noah was preaching about how it was ultimately going to rain. People came up against him, just like us in these times, man. We're telling, because we're ultimately here to wake up the elect, but we're, warning God people, lest you repent, you're going to likewise perish. But what do our people do? They come up against us. The world is giving into drunkenness. The world is giving into partying, bullshit, and all types of things like that. So these times are likened unto the days of Noah, man. Because just like the days of Noah, man, independent doom is coming, man. Not by the way of water, but this time by the way of fire, those thermonuclear missiles. So I'm going to just jump straight into it. This is the book of Matthew 24 and 37. It says, "But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." And what was going on during the days of Noah? I mentioned a few things, man. A lot of people coming up against Noah. A lot of, it's gonna mention it. It says, verse 38. It says, "For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark." Right. A lot of people, even in this time, getting married. Especially here in Babylon, man. Every time, I go downtown, here, downtown Chicago, I'm always seeing, people always giving to, basically giving into marriage, couples always marrying each other and things of that nature, not knowing what time that we're living in, man. A lot of people are oblivious in the times that we're living in, people thinking about starting a life, what's that, the house, the white picket fence, the dog. This is what a lot of people was thinking about, not thinking of the destruction that's about to come. And this is the mindset overall of these people, man. Because what? Ultimately, the elect, of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the hopeful righteous elect, they're ultimately preparing themselves for the destruction that's to come, man. That we may be delivered, Lord willing. But a lot of these people is not thinking about the destruction that's to come. A lot of our people was into bullshit and partying, man. What's the next lick we can get into? Things of that nature. I'm going to read verse 38 again. Matthew 24 and 38. It says, "For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark." Right. So when Noah ultimately entered into the ark, you know what? Hey, that was it, man. Nobody was getting out. Nobody was getting in. Same thing is going to happen now, man. Once YAHAWASHI pull the prophets off the highways and byways, that's it, man. That's that Amos 8, basically talking about the famine of the word, because a lot of our people try to, when all hell breaks loose, that's it, man. And then that's when the people want is going to want answers, just like the times of Noah, man. They were banging on the ark, things of that nature, man, trying to get in, It says, verse 39, it says, "And knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." Right, a lot of these people don't know what's about to happen, man. And talking about our people, man, we're entering into a time of Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah 30 and 7, Daniel's 12 is going to be a time like never before, man. So these things is going to be amplified to a whole new level, But we're living in the days of Noah, just like, similar times back then, during the times of Noah, we're living in those similar times now, man. People bullshitting, things of that nature, man, not taking things seriously. Here you have it, that World War III is about to break out. A potentially, a plague, how do you say the word? A plethora of diseases. It's going to hit this place. Famine, lawlessness. But people want to party and bullshit. But let's continue. I'm going to get that First Thessalonians real quick. No, actually, I'm going to get that Romans 13. This is the book of Romans 13 and 11. And that knowing the time, that now is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believe. Right now it's high time to awake out of sleep, because the mass majority of the people of the world is asleep, man. But really talking about, the mass majority of our people is asleep, man. Like I mentioned before, partying, giving it to party, not thinking of the times that's to come. It says, let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, right? Everything that's contrary to the law, statutes, and commandments, or the ways of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. That's the works of darkness, because you have a lot of our people into these different, religions and things of that nature. And let us put on the armor of light, right? Which is this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, which is this truth. It says, let me read verse 11 again. It says that, and that knowing the time, that now is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believe, right? Our salvation is nearer than we believe, right? I skipped the verse. Should have worn my glasses, but yeah, our salvation is nearer than we believe. We see all these different things happening. We see in the prophecies, come to pass. And that's how we know that we're close, man. But here's the point I wanted to jump into. Verse 12, I'm going to read down. It says, the night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, right? What is the works of darkness? I mentioned it before. Everything that's contrary to the law, statutes, and commandments of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, the ways of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. It says, and let us put on the armor of light, which is this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Apply these scriptures, man. Walk honestly. It says, verse 13, it says, let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying, right? That's what the people of the world is giving themselves over into, man. Just really talking about the times of Noah back then, the same thing is happening now, man. Like, people bullshitting, partying, a lot of people is not taking what's, going on around the world seriously, man. Our people is not taking heed to the prophets that YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI set up, starting with our elders and apostles, a great millstone, really taking, this thing for granted, just how they took Noah for granted back then, man. Because ultimately the Lord only delivered, those 8 souls. You had Noah and his wife, his sons, his 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their wives. It says, verse 14, it says, but put ye on the Lord Yahushua Mashiach, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof, right? Don't give your flesh leeway to basically go out here and commit all types of wicked acts, man. That's what these people was giving themselves over to. The lust of their flesh, basically giving in to the pleasure of this world. But us that's in the know, that has this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, it says what? Give not provision, for the flesh. Actually, go to the blue letter. Let's actually get that word, provision. Because this is what the people of the world is giving themselves over into, man. The lust of the flesh. Let's get that word, provision. G4307.
Strong's G 4307.
Pronoia. G4307. Let's see. It says for thought. It says providential care to make provision for a thing. Providence, provision, care, or supply, right? You basically, giving your flesh, a way to basically to give in, to the pleasure of this world. You basically your flesh thinking about some wicked shit, man, and you basically, you give in to that certain pleasure, man. We're not supposed to be making a provision for the flesh, man, like like these people do of the world, man, giving over to all types of, lusts, all types of wicked acts, man. Hey, we should not be like that. We should ultimately separate ourselves from these people, man, because these people out here that's giving themselves over to that, man. Hey, these are the ones that's going to be the casualties in the times that's to come. Not taking things seriously, man. Adding sin to sin. That's the people, of this world. This is the book of 2 Peter 3, and I'm gonna start at 3. It says, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts, right? Because Noah had to deal with scoffers back then, just like we have to deal with scoffers now, man. They make fun of us, our garments, different things of that nature, man. We tell these people, what's to come, how, talking about our people, man, how to better prepare themselves, but they scoff, they scorn, and they belittle us, man. But not knowing what everything they say about us, man. Hey, they really saying it to YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. You know, it says in verse 4, it says, it's saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. It says, for this they willingly are ignorant of. Right, they're willingly ignorant. They don't want to know what's to come, man. We tell a lot of people, the right path to follow. This is how, this is what you need to do to get salvation. But they make fun of us, they belittle us, they laugh at us, they mock us. All these type of things, man. And this is what we have to deal with, just what like Noah had to deal with, man. The scoffing, the scorn, and different things of that nature. Word it says, for they willingly are ignorant of that by the word of Yahweh the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished. Right, talking about the times of Noah, man. That was the first death, by the way of what? The rain, the flood, the water. It says being overflowed with water perish, right? So all those people that was outside the ark, said what? Those 8 souls, which YAHAWASHI saved, Yahweh saved, everybody else died, man. It says, but the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. Right. This is talking going into the second death, which is those thermonuclear missiles. Going into that lake of fire. And that's ultimately the second death, which you can read in Revelations. And this is what the Lord is gearing, this place up for destruction. That third world war, and ultimately it's going to turn into a nuclear war, which ultimately is going to destroy this place, America, man. But you have the people of the world, mainly here in America, the mass majority of people partying, giving to bullshit, things of that nature. And this is what's about to happen, man. Because I believe in 2nd Ezra, it talks about the day of doom shall be the end of this time. It says, but beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing. It says, that was pretty much the point. And this is what's coming, man. But what is people doing right now? Giving it to riotness, drunkenness, things of that nature. But let's continue. Let me get that 1 Peter 4. I'm going to close out with that 1 Thessalonians 5. This is the book of 1 Peter 4 and 3 is the point I want to make in here. It says, for the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles when we walked in lasciviousness. Let me actually read this in a blue letter, because I want to go into a few of those words. First Peter 4 and 1. This is the book of 1 Peter 4 and 3. It says, for the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries. Really talking about us when we was in the world. We was into a lot of these things, but us being called to the into the truth, we're basically cleansed from these things, man. Compared to the people of the world giving themselves over to different things of this nature. Let's go into a few of these words. It says, when we walked in lasciviousness, let's go into that word lasciviousness. Let's see what it means. Lasciviousness was that G766. G766.
Strong's G766. As Elgaya.
It says unbridled lust, excess, licentiousness, lasciviousness, wantonness, outrageousness, shamelessness, insolence. And right, if you see the people of this world, man, they're given over to what? Unbridled lust, man. Just look at the women, look at the men, man. A lot of our people was homosexuals, things of that nature, man. A lot of our people, a lot of our women, man, are sluts and whores. The mass majority of these women are sluts and whores, man, given over to the lust of their flesh. A lot of all types of things, man. But let's go back to that 1 Peter 4, and this is what we're dealing with. During the times of Noah, man, hey, the people was doing the same thing, man. That's why the Lord ultimately flooded the earth. But this time the Lord is going to destroy this place by what? Destroy America by the way of fire. It says, when we walk in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings. Let's see what that word revelings mean. revelings, G2970.
Strong's G 2970.
Comas. It says a nocturnal and riotous procession of half-drunken and frolicsome fellows who, after supper, parade through the streets with torches and music in honor of Bacchus or some other deity, and sing and play before houses of male and female friends. Hence, use generally of feasts and drinking parties that are protracted till late at night and indulge in revelry. And right, that's what you see every weekend, every day. You know, every time you walk out your doors, you know, you have these people giving into parties. You have these people partying, drinking, you know, smoking, giving into drugs. You know, late night outings. That's what these people was into, man. And this was happening during the times of Noah, man. How much more now during this time? You know, what the Lord is finna get ready. You know, basically what? You know, destroy America. This place is getting ready for a third world war. You know, the world, you know, is in the worst state that it has ever been in. You know, things of that nature. Hey, the Lord is visiting this place. The Lord is about to plague this place. The Lord, hey, what's that? 2 Esdras, the 9th chapter. You know, the Lord is going to visit the world which He made. You know, but these people, it's so much of a drunken state. Basically, I can't get the words for, but a lot of these people is just out here just sleep. You know, not knowing what's going on. But a lot of these people is going to be taken. You know, these are going to be the same ones asking for, you know, basically looking for answers in that day. But let's go back to that First Peter's 4:1, 4:3. It says, "For the times past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles when we walked in lasciviousness." Right, really talking about us. You know, really talking about us when we was once a part of the world, given over to these things. But once we came into this truth, we were cleansed by the way of the word, man. Us being in this truth, we no longer do these things. You know. It says, to have wrought the will of the Gentiles when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable adulteries. Right? Us in this truth, you know, once we came into this truth, you know, the Lord cleansed us of these things. But the people of the world, you know, they're giving themselves even more and more over to these things. You know, that's really the point I wanted to make. It says, verse 4, it says, "Wherein they think it strange that ye run not with them to the same access of riot, speaking evil of you." Right, us in this truth, man. Hey, we turned our life over to YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, man. You know, not doing the things, you know, that the world, you know, delight in, man. You know, that's what the people of the world delight in. You know, lust. You know, spiritual idolatry. You know, adultery. You know, sodomy. This is what the world delights in, man. You know, that's how you know that what we're living in the same times as Noah, man. You know, Noah had to go through it, man. We're living in the same exact times right now, man. You know, these people getting worse and worse. Let's close it out with that 1 Thessalonians. This is the book of 1 Thessalonians 5, and I'm gonna start at 3 and I'm gonna read down. It says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." And right, a lot of these people is in that peace and safety mindset. You know, a lot of these people is in that peace and safety mindset. What does some of these government officials say? Jobs is coming back to the country in masses. You know, there's nothing to worry about. But meanwhile, World War III is about to break out. You know, you're finna have different plagues and pestilence hit this place. So what? A lot of these people are at ease. A lot of these people is in that peace and safety mindset. It says, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Right? They shall not escape, man. You know what? When these things begin to happen, because what? Anything can happen within what? A snap of a finger. And a lot of these people are going to be taken because what? A lot of these people is not preparing themselves, man. You know, about what's to come or what's to come. Salakia, you know. But ultimately, who's ultimately going to prepare themselves, man? The hopeful righteous elect. You know, they're not going to be taken by these things because what? Ultimately, YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI is going to be with his elect of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But for everybody else, they're going to be taken. It says, verse 4, it says, "But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief." Well, we're not in darkness as the rest of these people, man. You know, I went back to, you know, read that 1 Peter 4, you know, the different things, lasciviousness, you know, banqueting, rioting. You know, this is what, you know, the world is into right now. But us that has this light, this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, we're not into those things, man. We're not in darkness. But ye brethren are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief. What day? The day of the Lord, man. The things that's about to come, But it's going to take these other people off guard. Just like, when Noah was preaching back then, man, and when he entered into the ark and it began to rain, what happened, it overtook those people. It says, verse 5, it says, ye are all the children of the light and of the children of the day. We are not of the night or of darkness. Right. We have the light. We're not in darkness as the rest of these people, as I mentioned before. A lot of these people don't know what's going on, especially our people. A few so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's why 2/3 of our people is going to be put to death. It says, verse 6, therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. Right, be sober, really understanding what's going on, man. It says, for verse 7, I'm going to close out with this one. I'm going to close out with verse 8, actually, but I'm going to read it down. Verse 7 says, for they that sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. Right, a lot of these people be asleep, not knowing what's going on, man. Verse 8, it says, but let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet, the hope of salvation, man. Right, so ultimately, us of the hope of righteous elect, the Lord gave us this light, man, to really understand what's going on, to understand what time we're living in. Hey, we understand that destruction is at hand, man. YAHAWASHI is about to destroy this place. And everybody that's partying, giving over to bullshit and things like that, they're ultimately going to be taken, man. That's why, these days that we're living in currently are likened unto what? The days of Noah, as I read in that Matthew, the 24th chapter. And these are the times, we're living in the same exact time, man. And the Lord is going to surprise these individuals again, man. As the scriptures say, there is no new thing under the sun. So with that being said, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to end off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstone that taught us this truth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. Lord, and I hope this lesson was edifying. Until next time, Kwam Yasharala, Shalom, and Abba Baba.